So today is an exciting day for a couple of reasons. It's also a perfectly timed day. Well, the main reason is, we got to take the RV out. It's a beautiful, beautiful day, great day to travel. We just got back and I got notified that the construction guys are ready to get started doing the dirt work for the new building that's going to be going up over here. So yeah, we're really, really excited. They told me if I could move the RV to the other side of the property right now, just so they can get their trucks through here and they can do the work that they need to do without possibly, interfering with where the RV is. Another reason to be excited is I should be receiving my 4th generation Reese Goose Box in today, hopefully. According to the tracking information, it arrived in town yesterday and it should be out for freight delivery today. So that's really cool. I'm super excited to do that. That will definitely be on the Big Truck Big RV channel, but you guys kind of get a sneak peek at it, at least on this channel. So that's going to be really cool. 3rd generation Goose Box has been fantastic. Haven't had any issues with it. Yeah, occasionally you have to top off the airbag inside of here, but overall the thing's performed exceptionally well. I'm really excited to see if the new 3rd generation Goose Box has a steeper slope to it right here, which is going to help with the overhang clearance right here. So if it does have a steeper slope, that's going to be awesome. I probably won't need this solar panel anymore, simply because the way we have the solar connected now, it maintains the battery for the leveling system as well as the slide out, so I just don't have to worry about that anymore. But super cool, super excited. RV should be all leveled. I had to recently go through an entire reset of the leveling system. This is the ground control electric 6-point auto leveling system. Once I did the entire reset, and boy, this thing has been working flawlessly ever since. I know in previous videos I've shown you where sometimes the leveling legs don't go down all the way. These legs go down all the way, the front legs go down all the way, of course, but the center ones never actually drop down. But now everything has been working really well. Still love the Continental tires. We're going to get this thing all set up so it can live over here on solar power alone. Okay, so we have the RV all positioned. I have 3 of the 4 slides out because I'll be spending a little bit of time in here. And it's got some good angle to the sky, so I should be getting good solar power. But one way to improve the ability for the solar power to maintain the batteries is to turn off the refrigerator. And I'm going to show you how to turn off the residential refrigerator, at least in our RV. Yours may be similar. Okay, so I'm going to go inside. I have my little pest repellent going on over here, or rodent repellent. Let me turn that down a little bit. Okay, so we're going to go into the bunkhouse where the fuse panel is and breaker box. And I've already shut it off, but I know that my refrigerator is this last breaker. So I'm simply going to turn it to the off position. And I got to find out where that smoke detector is because it's been beeping. And they put RR right here, which is residential refrigerator, but the stickers certainly don't align to the actual breakers. But I get what they're trying to do. So these 2 right here are these 2. These 2 are these 2. This one is this one. 2 main. It's because the stickers just don't align. So I'm going to actually put fridge and a little arrow pointing to it. And I'll know that that's what that means. And then I'll put a little arrow from there to there to indicate that's what that means. So whenever we sell the RV, this might just help guide someone to the right fuse a little quicker. Now, I could always just peel this off because I see that they've overlaid it on top of a labeling panel. So the labeling panel underneath this aligns perfectly, but what I imagine they do is they have these stickers already pre-printed, and whenever they're building a floor plan, they just come in and slap the sticker on. But you can see I have my fridge, converter, fireplace, microwave, 3rd AC, main on this leg, main on this leg, 2nd AC, 1st AC, which are both on 20 amp breakers. And then I have my generator, my water heater, and my washer dryer. And again, this one would essentially go way over there. This one would go way over there as well, and this just doesn't align. It would have been a lot nicer if they would have used the panel that was already there, or simply made a sticker that matches the spacing of the breakers that are in here. But there's all your 12-volt stuff right there, and here is all of your 110 stuff right here. All right, that's pretty much it. Never hurts to keep a Sharpie in your RV. And I already checked this earlier, but always want to make sure the light isn't on, the panel up top isn't on, and I know that the fridge is no longer powered up. The only thing I have in here is some mustard, some ketchup, which is fine, some Arm & Hammer, some water, some sodas, and a jar of pickles. And then the freezer is empty as well, so shouldn't have to worry about anything. And this is going to save me roughly 1,000 watts worth of energy drain whenever the compressor's on from pulling from the battery bank, which will allow the solar panels to really charge up the batteries and let me run my alarm system, my pest repellent, and even my dehumidifier in here without draining the batteries completely dead over time. So very, very cool. I have the ACs turned off. I'm not going to have them turn on automatically. And it's been a little cooler right now, so this time of year is actually a really good time to do this because the inside of the RV is going to stay a bit drier and it's going to stay cooler, so you don't have to worry about excessive heat buildup or moisture. Okay, so the last several trips we went out, we did not use the washer and dryer setup in this unit. This is a Splendide unit, stackable units that came with the Brookstone. Kind of fits into this front closet area very well. A little bit of room on each side. And I like to come out here occasionally just to run stuff. I have the generator going right now. I have the washing machine going right now. And yeah, it's really just to make sure that everything is working well, that we're not having any issues. The last thing you want to do is go out on an RV trip and find out that you're having issues because you didn't check things before you left. So the last time we used this unit, or these units, I'm going to probably say were about 6 months ago, and we haven't used it since. We've had a freeze, we've had some other things go on, we've moved it around several times, we've taken the RV out on several trips, and again, it's always a good idea to test this stuff in a relatively controlled environment and make sure everything's working. And like I said, I've had the generator running now for about 10 minutes. When you get your new RV, if you have washer and dryer units in yours, always be sure you have the water open. I close that off when we're not using it and whenever the RV is hooked up to water pressure, mainly because I don't want to run the risk that something fails and all of a sudden we have a water leak in an area that we didn't expect only because I had valves that were left open. So, you know, as good as the PEX connections may be back there, as good as everything may be ran, you still could run into, you know, the possibility that the Splendide might have an internal valve issue or may have some issue that causes water to leak. So again, I like to mitigate any chance of that stuff happening. Should it happen? Absolutely not. Should you have problems? Absolutely not. But they do happen. And, you know, nothing's perfectly built. Nothing's, you know, 100% problem free all the time. So, I like to just mitigate the chance that I'm going to have a risk of water leakage. So anywhere that I can shut valves off and just kind of protect, you know, in the event there is a water issue, I try to. That's why, you know, if we have pressure going to the RV, I like to make sure that anything that is not being used doesn't have pressure going to it, if that makes sense. Okay, so what we're trying to do today is reclaim the reclaim. So I'm scraping it off, I'm piling it up, then I'm going to scoop it from here and put it in another section of the yard just so I can use it later. And this will make for a really good path to get from the house or the cabin to the shop once it's built. So yeah, I'm just trying to get as much of this off as I can. I thought about hooking to the cloth over there, but it's not going to be strong enough to be able to withstand the weight of dragging all of the reclaim with it. So I figured this is probably the best way to do it, at least with the tools I have. And you know, something interesting that I actually did, you can look at the top of the excavator and you can see I have a magnetic solar panel up there. So I had an extra one actually laying around and found it in storage. Went ahead and magnetically attached it to the top of the 50G John Deere mini excavator. Ran the wire down, goes straight into the battery compartment, and it just helps maintain the battery on the 50G. So I don't have to worry about coming out here if I haven't used this in a while and having a dead battery, hopefully.